tour of in our final interview with Paula Pebsworth. She is a primatologist based in Texas who does work with primates in Africa. She's also a Unitarian, and she's here in Marrakesh as part of the Unitarian UUA delegation as an official observer of the climate negotiations. So Paula, tell us about how your work relates to the Unitarian faith and what gives you hope in the work that you do that sounds very challenging.
Like many people who love the environment or animals, the seventh principle is kind of my guiding light, and always to realize the interdependency that we have between humans and nature. And there's so many aspects of that principle that provide meaning to me, and are a guiding focus for me. It's hard sometimes to have hope, but I think that I do just because I see the resilience of animals, and I do see so much compassion with people. Many people care about the environment, they care about environmental justice, they care about social justice, and all of those things come together. And
is there a story you can tell us about the resilience of primates?
Let's see. There's so many.
But one that's particularly memorable.
So the population in Uganda that I study, there are many villages that are surrounding the forest, and those people they're quite poor, and so they're coming into the forest to collect food resources, but they're also setting snares for bushmeat. And 50% of the population has some sort of a limb abnormality due to snare injury, so that could be a loss of an arm, loss of a foot, or some kind of just deformity. But the resilience of those animals, they don't have the privilege just to, if it were a human, one, we probably would die, but they just go on with life, and you just see such a strong drive to survive. They not only they care for their infants, they care for one another, and that gives me hope because they still somehow can persevere, and even in the face of great adversity. So I have great hope for these populations.
And are there any final words you want to share in terms of your thoughts on what people can do to help the primates and help those without a voice?
So I don't know why, like every now and then these like books that are really important to me come to mind, and I kept thinking today, I feel like the Lorax. So if you like Dr. Seuss, to pull that book off the shelf and read it again, and be the person who speaks for the trees, because the trees have no tongues. And at the very end, when he's talking about, unless someone like you, cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So it's that idea as we move through some really difficult times where we may not have the support of the federal government that we once had, but to realize that we always can work on a local level and help each other out at a very intimate level, care for one another, care for the environment, care for those that do not have a voice, whether it's indigenous people or whether it's wildlife.
Thank you so much.